Good evening. The nation will resume full face-to-face classes for the new 2022 to 2023 school year following 2 tumultuous years since the COVID-19 pandemic affected the way students learn. Jamaica saw students entering classrooms, some seeing their teachers and friends face-to-face for the first time since the pandemic resulted in schools resorting to full online classes. Mello TV News team visited some schools in the corporate area and spoke with teachers and parents. Principals of the Almontown Primary and St. Joseph Infant Schools expressed joy to be back in the classroom with their students and teachers.
Actually, I feel happy to be back. We started our personal development sessions last week. We had our orientation, we had our staff meeting, and so we were actually prepared mentally to face today. We have not been affected. We have only lost one teacher to the US, and we wish her all the best. She was one of our good teachers, but I guess she wants to see what else is out there. Definitely, we really wanted them to be back, and especially since their return, we saw some of the gaps. I think we were excited about getting them back and getting them ready to take on the challenges. To focus our attention on reading. We want to reintroduce or drop everything and read sessions. And we'd like to have whole school reading, to have teachers focusing on reading across the grade levels. So that is where our focus is.
Preparation for the school year went well. And the challenges that we may have had are the usual challenges, that is parents who are last minute. And so we have process in place in order to ensure that the morning runs smoothly. But some parents, for whatever reason, do not comply. And so that is why you may have noticed a few glitches, but then you'll also see others are settled and ready. And that is because we have a process. So we've started orientation from the last Wednesday in August. Parents were invited to come on the compound to iron out all the issues, hand in their supplies, meet the class teacher, just to get a sense of what would happen. That now is to ensure that the Monday morning would run smoothly.
Grade 2 teachers at the Almontown Primary expressed their mixed feelings going back to school today and their concerns for the students.
Right now I am excited and I have a little bit of anticipation and wondering what the year is going to be like. We can't expect our children to get the best if the best is not available. So I'm a little saddened by it, but I can understand it. I love to make sure that my children have understood their lessons, and when I see that, I feel fulfilled. Various ways, through various activities, singing, playing games, and of course, settling down to bookwork. Keeping in touch with them, talking to them, just making sure that they understand where we are and where their children are. And also, if they have any problems, they should feel free to come to me and let's have a talk.
Well, I'm feeling good, a bit of mixed feelings, but I'm here, feeling good. I love teaching and coming to school and interfacing with all of these students. It's a good feeling, so yes, I am really happy to be here with them. Well, as much as I believe in patriotism, I believe that all of these people who are leaving, they're leaving because they're looking for better and they're not finding it here. And I can't blame them. So at the end of the day, everybody has a choice to make, and they have made their choice.
Minister of Education Favour Williams, while visiting the Mountain View Primary School, told reporters that this school year, the ministry is focused on strengthening the resilience of all schools.
This year is a year when we continue to strengthen our resilience in our schools. We want to ensure that we strengthen, and deal with our children who would have lost learning. There's learning loss over the last 2 years. We want to ensure that we recover strongly, and that this year we focus on continuing to achieve excellence in our schools, in many more of our schools this year. So yes, beyond bringing students back into the school environment and doing the normal things that we have to do, we have to realize that we would have lost a bit over the last 2 years, and so we have to double our steps now to ensure that our children recover to where they were at least when they entered the pandemic, and move them beyond that.
An unattended candle is thought to be the cause of a massive house fire, which left 3 children dead and their sister battling for life in hospital. The police have identified the 3 boys as 7-year-old Jaden Leng and his twin Jordan, as well as 8-year-old Ardiano Leng. Their 13-year-old sister Adriana Leng remains in hospital with severe burns. The incident happened sometime last night in Springfield, Westmoreland. It's understood the children were at home with their father when a candle was lit as a result of a power outage in the area. The father reportedly left the house and shortly after was alerted to the building being on fire. The father managed to rescue his daughter from the blaze, but the intensity of the flames made it difficult to rescue the other 3 children, all boys who perished. Damage caused by the fire is estimated at $2 million. Member of Parliament for Western Westmoreland, Marlon Wilson, told who went to the scene where the children died, expressed condolences to the family and offered his support.
Both decided to come by the scene this morning because we all got news of the unfortunate incident that took place last night where we lost 3 kids and 1 is in the hospital battling for life. Investigations are still in its initial stages, but we are just here to support the family, express our condolences, and to see whatever support and help we can give. I just want to say how, put on record that it's quite unfortunate. I'm lost for words, in fact, because just yesterday I had a back to school treat in Granger. We had quite a number, almost 600 kids that came out, and they enjoyed themselves, and they were all anticipating the reopening of schools. And this morning as well, I learned that it was no different with these children, as they were all excited, going to their beds last night early so they could wake up to go to school this morning. And that's when the unfortunate incident occurred. I'm hoping and praying, asking for the nation prayers to help with the last surviving child who is in the hospital. And I'm hoping that, a speedy recovery and the doctors can do what they can to ensure they get her back and out. But we are here, just to express condolences and to give support wherever we can.
Principal of the Sheffield Primary School in the parish where the siblings were students, Vinette Malcolm, in speaking with our news team, described the incident as very unfortunate and saddening.
The incident that took place last night is so unfortunate. All of us are traumatized at this moment and we're trying to grieve, but at the same time we're getting a lot of support from the Ministry of Education, from the church and parents, and also from the community. Members are currently here doing grieving session with the students, and it's really sad. There were 3 children, both in grade 1 and 1 in grade 2. So that's Adriana Leng, Jordan Leng, and Jaden Leng. And all 3 children were very respectful, supportive, and it was very clear that they supported each other. They would not have left school without one. Everybody go home together, and it's very sad. We are really mourning the loss of those 3 children. And I know that with prayer, we will be able to overcome this.
The news of the major tragedy comes only hours before the start of the new academic year. Investigation into what caused the fire is ongoing. Meanwhile, Minister of Education and Youth, Favour Williams, has expressed sadness at the death of the twin boys and their older brother and expressed hope for their sister who survived the ordeal and is now being treated at hospital.
Our heart mourns for the family, and I know that our agency, the CPFSA, would have been activated this morning. They have been activated, and they should be there already with the family to provide the necessary support. Obviously it's never ever good to hear of tragedy on our children, It's a sad morning to wake up to that news when all of us should be excited to be going back to school. We have to face that news this morning of the three children who died in the fire and their sister, I believe, who is in a hospital. We're praying and hoping that she will recover fully of all of this, and we want to say to the parents, we are with you, we're here to support you, and again, I know CPFSA is there in time of need to provide the necessary support for the family.
In the meantime, the Caribbean Examinations Council says students who sat the May-June 2022 exams can access their preliminary results online as of today, September 5. The examination body added that candidates may view the results of their Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination, CAPE, and Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate, CSEC, through the CXC student portal at www.cxc.org/student-results. CXC said in a statement today that it has established a help desk service to provide support to candidates accessing their results via the student portal. For assistance, candidates may contact the CXC Help Desk Service in Barbados at 1-246-227-1700 or in Jamaica at 1-876-630-5200 between the hours of 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time on Monday, September 5. The regional entity added that the students who may have questions about their grades may submit requests for review by Friday, October 7, 2022. And still on the education sector, teachers across the island are recommending that a campaign be implemented focusing on the importance of education to the society in an effort to increase stakeholder participation. They're also advocating for parents, youths, and communities to recognize themselves as key partners in the sector's improvement as well as their child's academic success. These were parts of the main conclusions in the National Teachers Consultation Report, which was carried out by the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, in partnership with the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO. The report saw over 900 teachers participating across 6 consultation sessions, with 53.3% from early childhood sector and 46.7% from the primary and secondary or special education sector. Of this amount, close to 30% were from urban areas and 66% from rural areas. The report was commissioned with the aim to engage teachers in their in-depth knowledge of the education sector and to also let their voices be heard. In other news this evening, the Manchester Police are appealing for the public's assistance to locate a man who has issued an abduction threat to women and girls in and around the Mandeville, Manchester area. The threat, which was made in a now viral video on popular social media site TikTok, has left many Jamaicans on social media expressing concern. The police say anyone who can identify the man or his location is being asked to contact the Mandeville Police at 876-962-2250, Police 119 emergency number, Crime Stop at 311, or the nearest police station. The St. James Police have released the identity of a man who they have named as a person of interest in a series of armed robberies that have been taking place across the parish. He has been identified as Akeem Bailey, who hails from Montego Bay, but his last known address is unknown. Investigators say they are seeking the public's assistance in locating Bailey, who was also asked to report to the Montego Bay Criminal Investigation Branch earlier this afternoon. Anyone with information that could lead to the Bailey's whereabouts is being asked to contact the Montego Bay Police at 876-684-9080, Police Emergency at 119, or the nearest police station. Meanwhile, the Trelawney Police have commenced an investigation surrounding the death of a pedestrian who died from injuries he received in a motor vehicle collision on Falmouth on Sunday. He has been identified as a 33-year-old Barrington Campbell of a Clarendon address. Reports are that about 12:30 p.m., the driver of a grey Toyota Caldina motor car was traveling in the vicinity of Margaret Street in Falmouth towards Martha Bray when he lost control of the vehicle, which went onto the left soft shoulder, and Campbell was hit. Campbell was rushed to the Falmouth hospital where he succumbed to his injuries whilst being treated. The driver of the motor vehicle has since been warned for prosecution. The body of a homeless man was found on the Port Antonio West Harbor property in Portland shortly after 6 a.m. on Monday with what appears to be multiple stab wounds. The man, who is said to be in his 40s, was discovered under a guinea tree, according to police sources. The authorities say a passerby who was going through the West Harbor property noticed the man, went to look, and discovered that he had bloodstains on his chest. The homeless man is said to have what appears to be upper body stab wounds, according to investigators who responded to the site. There was a blood trail leading to the body, according to police sources. Recently, Lionel Johnson, another homeless man, was burned alive in the vicinity of the National Hero Circle on King Street. The Jamaica Stock Exchange, the JSE, has recorded its historic 100th company listing. This milestone was achieved with One-on-One Educational Services Limited placing on the JSE's junior market. The entity, which will trade using the symbol 1, is the 46th entrant on this platform, which has increased the number of security listings to 146. The formalities took place during the ceremony at the JSE's office on Harbour Street, downtown Kingston, last Thursday. Minister of Transport and Mining, Audley Shaw, in his remarks, pointed out that on reaching the historic 100th company to date, 45 companies have been registered under the junior stock exchange market.
35 companies were listed over the 40 years. In other words, not even one company per year. That is important historically. And today, we recognize that in reaching 100, we have 45 companies that have registered under the junior stock exchange. 45. So in 13 years, after the first 40 years that we set up the stock exchange and 35 companies listed, 13 years, 65 more companies were listed to reach that 100 mark today.
Minister Shaw says after reaching this milestone, the government should now look at setting up a micro stock exchange.
Let me say, in the absence of my colleague, Minister of Finance, there's another target that we must look at now. A micro stock exchange. A micro stock exchange where we target smaller companies. And let's not forget that the process of being in the stock market is part of a process of formalizing your business. And so here's another opportunity to make more businesses formal by creating a micro stock exchange. I'll be arguing for that and promoting it at Cabinet with the Prime Minister and my colleague, Minister of Finance.
One-on-One President and Chief Executive Officer Ricardo Allen, who thanked their clients and stakeholders, partners whose inputs facilitated the company's listing, said One-on-One now has 13,305 shareholders, representing the largest number for a junior market company.
First of all, we have over 13,000 shareholders, one of the largest in the junior market. The duty is now on us to ensure that we deliver on our promises, those promises that we've listed in the exchange, in our prospectus, the 3 ways that we plan to grow that is detailed there, such as re-entering the B2C space, which is the retail market, investing in artificial intelligence and virtual reality, as well as just to continue to grow the business that has been growing at a rate of 100% per year. The truth is that you can expect from us as a company, me obviously leading this company, and a true team of professionals, young professionals, experienced professionals, in leading us into the next phase of taking advantage of new global opportunities as the shift in online learning begins. And we're seeing a massive expansion of that market. You can see us taking advantage of such opportunities regionally, globally, and that's what we want to do. So the plans to expand in the Caribbean, we're signing a huge deal shortly that will allow us to now move into digitalizing education systems all across the Caribbean, just as we've done for the Bahamas. We're moving into other countries to do that very same thing. That's a big deal for us. We're talking about digitalizing all the processes within these governments and so on, the education system. So that's a big plan for us. We also plan to go back into the retail market. That is to allow students, professionals to get certified online on our platform using our courses and online learning platforms. So those are two of the big ways that we're looking at. Of course, there are certain things that are coming, such as artificial intelligence, virtual reality in learning. That's going to come to a company near you or to you as an individual. So you will see that, and you'll see some of those things coming. But we're very excited about it. We have the capital now to power that growth, and certainly we're looking forward to it.
Deputy Chief Regulatory Officer at the Jamaica Stock Exchange, Andre Tuller, says based on the large number of shareholders, this shows confidence from the public in 1&1 Limited.
To be able to welcome a newly listed company on the JSE and to present them with the rules of the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Today, we share in celebrating the historic milestone of 1&1 in becoming the 100th company to list on the JSE. And the 46th company to list on the JSE junior market. The accomplishment of having this listing followed a successful IPO which generated significant interest from the public and subscription from more than 15,000 applications, which culminated, as I just heard, in having 13,000 new state shareholders. It is safe to say that there's confidence from the market in the prospects of 1&1 and its leadership. Now that you're a listed company, it is important to strive to maintain this trust from the public by instilling effective controls and governance that supports your compliance to all relevant market rules and regulations, which includes the JSE Junior Market rules, which I'm about to hand over, the Securities Act and its regulations, and the Companies Act of Jamaica. Your compliance with these rules set the stage for effective relations with your existing and new shareholders, which is an important ingredient to preserving their trust and the value of their investment.
And those are the stories making the news this evening. I'm Nicole Hales. Thanks for watching.